Hi there, how are you? You see the panels attached to the walls? They are acoustic diffusers. They're one of the two main forms of acoustic treatment, and they work by delaying the different frequencies of the sound that hits them by different amounts, diffusing the sound that's generated and reflected all over the room. They are quite useful because they help solve or at least mitigate the comb filtering issues caused by having parallel walls, especially in smaller rooms. And they're pretty good because they make the room sound bigger, which is very good if you're recording drums. Also, you can't see it from there, but there are 8 absorber panels suspended from the ceiling as well. They work by converting some of the sound's mechanical energy, that is, air compressing and decompressing, into heat. So some of the sound goes up and doesn't come back down. That gives the impression of a much higher ceiling. And you know what? I made them myself. It took about 450 euros of material, some 60 hours of work, and in this video I am going to show you exactly how I made them and let you hear what the room sounds like after the treatment. So, here we go. I found the design and blueprints for these panels on Gearspace, and the reason I chose them is they are fairly thin for what they are, about 6 centimeters thick, and my room is fairly small as it is, so I didn't want to make it any smaller than I needed to. After deciding how many panels I wanted to build, I recruited the help of my father, because he's way more experienced with this kind of projects than I am. And we went to the hardware store, getting everything we needed. So here you can see the wood getting cut, and then we got 3 liters of PVA glue to put everything together. And rock wool. We also got like half a cubic meter of rock wool for the absorbers. For whatever reason, and despite the super cool machine you can see there in the background, the employees at the store couldn't cut slats of wood thinner than 10 centimeters, and I needed quite a few of them, so part of the wood was cut at a carpenter shop near my place. We managed to fit all of the wood inside a family-sized car, and from there I was on my own. I first started working on the diffusers, which meant putting one piece of wood on top of the other with glue, then putting all of that under a weight, waiting about 1 hour for the glue to start setting down, then removing the weight, putting another piece of glued wood on top of the pile, putting the weight back on, and repeating the same exact thing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers of wood for all panels. Then I got a break, and there's a panel. These panels still need some work here, but in the meantime I started working on the frames for the absorbers. Effectively, that pretty much meant cutting some slats of wood in half. In front of this altar, I sacrificed the lamb to the demon of small room acoustics, and because I have zero self-restraint, I had to try the diffusers in my mixing room. Anyway, back to woodworking. Here you can see me putting together the frames for the absorbers, which meant joining these slats at the edges, then drilling holes, and then securing everything together with screws. And then, because I have zero self-restraint, I had to put the drum set together and play with it for a bit. Anyway, back to the panels. At the bottom edges you can see some white stuff leaking out. That's polyurethane foam. I added it to fill the holes in the panels and prevent dust from getting in. Then my project came to a temporary halt because I spent some quality time with my family doing roofing work. This is the commitment to safety we have.
So anyway,
painting the panels was by far the most boring part about this adventure, and because this was still in late January, beginning of February, the nights were still fairly cold and fairly humid. That meant that I couldn't leave the panels outside during the night to dry, and that meant in turn that I must have spent... I don't know, I must have spent 6 hours in total just moving panels. So again, with my world-famous self-restraint, this is the moment when I shot the short that I uploaded together with this video, and here are the panels and frames in all their painted, dry glory. Then come the absorber panels. Every one of them is a single sheet of thin plain weave cotton, on top of that the frame, inside the frame one sheet of rock wool, and then the cotton is stapled on top of the frame. Then I drilled some holes in the ceiling, filled them with wool plugs, attached some anchors, and with some help I hung everything. Thanks again, Dad. To hang the diffusers to the walls, I screwed the hooks to the panels' backs. Using a laser level, I marked the spots on the walls where the hooks would end up. I drilled some holes, put wool plugs inside them, attached screws, and once again hung everything. And level they are. By the way, kids, do not make the same mistake as me. Use staples at the right size for your stapler. And here's what the finished room looks like. So, thanks a million for watching, it really is great to have someone to share my projects with. As usual, if you like this video, please like this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe. I have quite a few videos that I'm working on at the moment. Meanwhile, check out the rest of my channel. And to end this one, here's what the room sounds like at the moment.